business is a business just like any other business, and it needs to be run responsibly. Yet, and there are the proper people for every industry that exists. So there's no reason that this business is being run in this city the way it is at ACC. Year after year, decade after decade, administration after administration, broken promises, blind eyes, deaf ears turned away from this arena of the animals, and it's been swept under the carpet. And it's inexcusable. There's no reason on earth, under God, however you would like to encompass that thought, simply said it's irresponsible, and there's no reason for it. This business must be taken seriously in its own right. It's time to pull this city up by its bootstraps, from the homeless to the corruption, political and other. This administration under our dear Sal Albanese will be all about integrity, responsibility, professionalism, something that's severely lacking today. It's sloppy, it's unprofessional, and it's an utter disgrace. And it's not only about fundamental responsibility, it's about moral and ethical responsibility, which is another level altogether. As you've all probably heard me say over and over again, as in any successful business, it takes the proper people in the proper positions with the proper plan, and most importantly, the proper motivation. And in this arena, it's saving animals, not killing them. And it's not rocket science by any means. This business requires bright business people, bright admin people, and animal professionals, which are not in place at the DOH ACC animal shelter. The Department of Health oversees ACC. They treat these homeless animals as pests. They treat them and their lives as a disposable commodity, and they're not. They live, breathe, see, they feel pain, happiness, sadness. They bleed just as we do. These poor animals are defenseless against the choice to end their lives by the choice of these humans. I wonder if these humans, Merlino, Weinstock, Nolan, etc., look at these faces, if they spend time with these souls, would they still be so hardened to the value of these animals' lives? For them, they've proven that the easy choice for them is to kill. It's their easy way out, and it alleviates their responsibility. And once you're so hardened, it's time to leave the position. You don't belong there anymore. We're in a city that has a budget of billions and billions of dollars. Yet for 3 shelters, for 36 to 38,000 animals on an annum, they give them $12 million. That's it. It's ludicrous. It's truly pathetic. There's no outreach. They do no outreach. About 7 years ago, I was walking down the street and I went to a bus stop and there was a big sign about ACC. I was shocked because I had never seen one. And that was the first time and it was the last time. They haven't done anything since to reach out to the public to let them know about their animals. If people don't know that there's a problem, how can anyone help? We have proof in writing that they don't want the public to know what's going on. They only want the public to believe the sugar and spice. They don't want them to know the horrors that we know, that we live and deal with daily because of them. They don't want them to know the good and the bad. They don't want them to know the bad and the ugly. And oh my God, there's so much of it. New York always boasts about their LRR, their live release rate. But what they don't tell you is that the numbers are skewed. They don't tell you about the silent kills that aren't put into those percentages. They're not counted. The rescues and advocates are the ones predominantly saving these poor dear animals, not the ACC. And daily, the cheers for the ones that we save and the overwhelming tears for the babies that they kill daily, that we see in the gone folder. They're gone. Austin, Texas, their live release rate is over 96%. They have 18,000 animals that come through there with 2 million people. New York, we have 36 to 38,000 animals, and we have over 10 million people. So yeah, we can do it here too, but it's all about the motivation. These no-kill shelters are opening up one by one all over the country and all over the world. Yet New York, the city that should be leading the pack, which if we did, it would be pivotal because it's a ripple effect. It would be pivotal for across the country for no-kill to start opening all over. Jeff Dupuy said that Austin did not have to accept every animal as we do here. Well, that's not the truth. I texted directly with Kristen Auerbach, who is the deputy chief of Austin Shelter, and I said, question please, is it mandatory for your shelter to accept every animal brought to your doors? I hope your answer is yes. It gives us more ammunition for when ACC counters us. They've said, that New York said that's not the case, and your shelter can turn away any animal. Are they correct or no? Did your shelter have someone come and consult to show you how to make it no-kill? Because if so, I'd love to get that person's name, unless, of course, it was Winograd, who we know. Kristen's answer, we are open admissions. We accept all strays on the spot, and all owner surrenders with an appointment. Appointment times may be several weeks. I asked her, do you ever deny admission? She said, we work with Nathan and a lot of other people as consultants. Anyone who has had something to offer, we want to learn from. We never deny, but sometimes defer owners until we have space. Excellent, I said, love that answer. And what if the owner says, absolutely not, I can't keep the animal until there's space? She said, we take them in most cases. In most cases, we take them in. We think of ourselves as an ER, handling their most urgent cases first. Anyway, it's time for a new regime here of wisdom, moral and ethical responsibility, integrity, humanity, compassion, and justice for every animal that is unfortunate enough to have to walk through or be carried into these disease-riddled shelter doors. We are all they've got. If it can be better, and we know that it can, then it must. Activism has a negative stigma, but there's nothing bad in that word activism. It's just like what Margaret Mead said. Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has. I could go on and on. Their daily at-risk list. They have no proper phone, people on the phone. They need someone answering those calls for all of the animals that are on the at-risk list. They should be hands-on versus hands-off. They are the most hands-off organization that I've ever seen run. They have animals that have rescue and adopters on their way, but oops, they're killed. They slip through the cracks. Wouldn't happen on my watch. They're so sick, when they leave, they die shortly after, or the adopters and the rescues are incurring enormous medical bills for them. Guys, the idea that some lives matter less is the root of all that is wrong in the world. Paul Farmer.
Let's give it up for Judy, guys.
All right,